Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Brakathi Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rekah Qudash. Give double honors to our apostles, our true teachers of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to our sincere brothers pushing his word throughout the four corners of the earth, risking their lives week in and week out. And shalom to the hopeful elect, Kwam Yasharallah. Kwam Yasharallah. Yeah, I'm a little bit overwhelmed at the moment. I never sleep anyway. But last night, I could not sleep even more. All right? Every time I shut my eyes, that image came into my thoughts. I was so overwhelmed yesterday. If I tell you, brothers and sisters, an angel appeared about 100 yards from me. Oh boy. It's nice. It's a nice feeling. Right? About 10:30 last night, I decided to open up my front door to look out. And there's this tree about 100 yards away from my door to the left. And I saw something in the tree because there's no leaves, because obviously the leaves have come off the tree. And I saw something flashing. And it's just like a normal, like an airplane, when it passes, it flashes, green, white, and blue, whatever the colors are on the plane. But in the tree, it wasn't moving. It just kept on flashing red, green, gold, yellow. So I had to step back and says, wow, is that a chariot? Is it an angel, a chariot, or an orb? So I ran, shut the door quickly, run to get my jacket on, because it was freezing. Opened up the door, got my phone quickly, ran to the, I couldn't go downstairs. I had to run it was a long landing. I had to run to the left to get a good view because it was actually in the tree. Man, this is overwhelming. It was in the tree. It was that low. I've never seen a chariot that low before. So I rushed across, and it didn't seem real. It did seem like there was something in the tree, but I couldn't. You see, that's when I started to become mesmerized, like I'm seeing something spiritual. Anyway, I thought that this thing was behind the tree. So that's why I had to run to the left. Then all of a sudden, it was a small thing. Then it increased in size. Then it started to flash all green colors, yellow, blue, gold, right before my eyes, about 100 yards. Then I started to panic. I took up my phone. Now I'm going to tell you something, brothers and sisters. The way I was so overwhelmed, I was flustered. I didn't even know what I was doing because the awe, the beauty of what I saw, the beauty. Then all of a sudden, it was like a bird. It was like a bird in you know, when a bird is perched on a tree, then it just leapt off the tree and went to my right. And listen, brothers, I've never ever seen a chariot that close before. Literally, I'm not joking, it was about 100 yards away from me. And about, when we normally see chariots, is way, way up in the sky, right? And we know we could see it change in different colors, but this one was amazing. And it's so hard to explain that when it was going across and doing different colors, oh man, this is overwhelming. I can't explain. I said it was changing colors, and it was like in a portal. It didn't look real at all. It did not seem real. So remember, we could only see in all. When I looked up about dimensions, we live in 3D, three-dimensional, but we only can see in 2 dimension. But the way this thing was moving, it was hard for me to comprehend, because it was going to the right, and I was panicking, trying to get my phone going to try to record it, and it wasn't happening. It's like I became confused in the spirit. It's like, I don't know if it was meant just for me to see. So I stopped. I tried my best. I said, let me forget about it. Let me just look. And all of it is going from left to right. It was like it was moving away from me at the same time. I can't explain it. It was like 3-dimensional. Right? Although we're living in 3 dimension, we only can see, perceive, and I Googled it, right? And it says, I typed in, do we perceive things in 3D or 2D? It says in Google, we are 3D creatures living in a 3D world, but our eyes can show us only 2 dimension. What I saw last night, it was unexplainable. I couldn't explain what I was seeing, but it was so beautiful. The miracle of our depth perception comes from our brain's ability to put together 2D images in such a way as to extrapolate depth. This is called stereoscopic vision, right? Whatever. But what amazed me is that I've never seen that. Listen, we're nearly out of here, because that chariot or angel was so low. And I'll never forget, what Elder Apostle Tahar said years and years ago. He said that they could transform, chariots could transform into tiny, like as small as a button. It could contract to a size to a ball. It could go from various sizes. And when I saw that flashing, first of all, it was just like a little tiny thing. A little tiny thing in the tree. But it increased and got bigger and bigger, and then it leapt off the tree. And that's when I started to go crazy. It was the most unusual, beautiful sight you could ever see. So that close. I'm not joking. I had to look out this morning again to see where that tree is. And that tree is about 100 yards from my front door. So can you imagine seeing something like an angel on the tree about 100 yards? And we always seen chariots miles up in the sky. Yeah? By above the clouds, where we could see it because it's so beautiful. But I'm saying that was a faith booster that uplifted my spirit so much I could not sleep last night. Because every time I shut my eyes, all I can see is the twinkling, those lights just red and green and orange and going past, just going slowly like that. And it was so unusual that it was like it was in a portal. I can't explain it. Because it just disappeared. It went away from me. And by the time I thought it was going over the roof, But it wasn't. It was actually going away from it. So sometimes when you see these chariots, it looks like it's going in one direction, but at the same time, it's going in another direction because it's, remember, the dimensions of the chariot is different from how we perceive it with our two D vision, yeah, two-dimensional vision. It was so beautiful, brothers and sisters. It was so beautiful. All right. The first scripture I'm going to bring out is 1 Corinthians 15:52. Behold, I shew you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed in a moment, in a twinkling of that eye, at the last trump. For the trumpet sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. It was a feeling that when I looked at it, it's like the energy that was given off. Man, I can't explain. It was the most overwhelming sight I've ever seen in my life. Now, the first beautiful thing ever in my life is when we used to see chariots from going back, way back from Oxford Circus with the brothers. Yeah? And then years later, we've seen chariots again with the other brothers in King's Cross, where we see it's like big orbs, red, cherry red. But this one was 100 yards away from me. No exaggeration, no lying. Now, seeing that now, and what came to me when I thought about it, I sat there for hours last night. My mind was whizzing and whizzing. What I thought in the spirit is like I'm saying that if this is the imagine we are on this side in this corruptible flesh, our bodies, our mind. Imagine what it's going to be like in the kingdom. It's going to be so sweet. The beauty, the eyes, what we got. And imagine I'm perceiving what I'm seeing there in a low estate. Right? Man, it was the most overwhelming sight last night. If you want to call it an angel or a chariot, whatever it was beautiful out of your brains, out of your, it was lovely. Yeah. I'll get quickly here. So I read I'm going to Revelations now. Revelations chapter 3 verse 10. Revelations 3 verse 10. All right, this is what I want to say. If you want to experience the beauty of the kingdom of heaven, you get, listen, Revelations 3 verse 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them and that dwell upon the earth. Right? Behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. I've said this again. That what I saw there, what I saw there, it was so amazing. Right? But in order to be changed, you have to go through Revelations 3 verse 10. Because if you, that hour of temptation, the MOTB, you know what the MOTB is about. If we can get past that time, that hour of temptation, then in the twinkling of the eye, right, you're going to be changed. And that won't happen unless you pass that test, that Revelations 3 verse 10. You have to pass that test in order to see the beauty of the Lord. Now, it was so beautiful, right? You just want to get into the Bible, just what? Looking at that on this side. To see that on this side. Imagine what it's going to be like to get into the kingdom. That's why, listen, that's why it's all about getting into the kingdom the first time around. Regardless if you're 144, regardless if you're 1/3. It's about getting in the kingdom the first time, because that beautiful sight, that was a beautiful, amazing sight, anyone would die for. I begged the Lord last night, please, Baba Kosha, can you repeat that again, please? I stood outside an extra hour hoping and praying that chariot came back. I was freezing. But I was so overwhelmed. It was so beautiful. Listen, brothers and sisters, it's about getting into the kingdom of heaven. That's what it's about, getting in. You don't understand, when you get into the kingdom of heaven, everything is finished there. You're going to be overwhelmed, happy. It's about getting into the kingdom to glorify Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai. We understand, we think about, being a ruler, governing body. Listen, it goes deeper than that, man. Do you understand what it is to be in the kingdom? The lowest of the lowest. To be in the kingdom of heaven is over. It's finished. That's the real happiness. There's nothing wrong in thinking above that you want this and you want that. Listen, think about getting in. Thinking about if the Lord has chosen you to become a part the first time around. Imagine I saw that beautiful angel, that beautiful spirit on this side, on this corruptible side. So what is it going to be like if you just get into the kingdom? Just get in. Forget about level. Just to get into the kingdom. You're going to be happy. But we have to pass that test first, that hour of temptation. We have to pass that test. Which one now? Revelations, let me see. I'm going to go Revelation 18. Revelations 18, verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. Now, one of the plagues, are the nuclear missiles, the plagues of destruction. Now, come out of her, my people. That is when the chariot is taking up the elect. Just hope and pray that you're of the elect. Everybody wants to be 144, 144, the governing body. Just pray that you want to get out. Pray to get out. It doesn't matter what level. Because I tell you again, I said, when I saw, come out of her, my people, the chariot taking you up. That beautiful sight I saw last night. Imagine you jumping into that thing passes you and delivers you out of the upcoming destruction, which is going to come upon this earth. Wow, it's about getting out. We don't know what our minds are going to be our minds are going to be so different. Our thoughts, everything is going to be so different. The real love starts in the kingdom, right? The real love. Psalms now. Let me go to Psalms quickly. I just wanted to bring this out just to say how beautiful that was. That was a beautiful sight. Psalms 91 verse 9. Because thou hast made the Lord our power, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation, there shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. For he shall give his angels charge over thee, to keep thee in all thy ways. The angels. I said it again. For he shall give his angels charge over thee, to keep thee in all thy ways. Man, through the spirit of Brakatha Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai Ba'asham Rakah Kodash, what I saw last night, it was so overwhelming. And I'm sure brothers have seen chariots before in low, but this was, I've never seen a chariot or an angel, whatever you want to call it, perched on a tree and then moving off. And I'm seeing everything, and it looks unreal. It looked unreal because we always talk about that's why the time is near, because the chariots are getting lower and lower and lower and lower. All right. So if I was all overwhelmed and flustered, so what's going to happen when the time of destruction happens, when the earth is going to rock to and fro, people screaming, people shouting, death, you're smelling apparitions, everything's going on at the same time, because that's going to be like never before. That's why it's going to be so overwhelming when we're looking up, we're praising the Lord, please, Baba Kasha, take us up. We're going to be begging in that time. Who's going to care about being the governing body? There's nothing wrong with that. That's beautiful. Who's going to be thinking about that? You just wanted the chariot to deliver you. That's all you want. So when I saw that beautiful chariot last night, I said to myself, wow, just to be delivered. Just to be delivered. You see, you see these evil times coming, we are going to be on a different wavelength of thinking. You hear? When things start to pop off, and we know that, yes, this is the time, right? We are going to think differently. Our mind is going to be spiritual. Everything is going to be so. The Lord willing that we are chosen, the Lord willing that we try to make it right with the Lord now. It's going to be, when the Lord starts to increase to increase those spirits, the holy angels on you and all the powers, you're going to be in a different realm of thinking altogether. Because it's going to be a time of darkness and gloominess. And when I saw that beautiful angel, that is what I want to deliver me. When I saw that angel, that is the beauty of the Lord. And remember, you have to make it right, because it could be of your deliverance or it could be of your destruction when we see these things. And even I saw that in awe and beauty. I still fear the Lord. Still fear the Lord. So I just couldn't think straight. Like I just couldn't. I was so overwhelmed. I could not shut my eyes. Because it was just, every time I shut my eyes and my eyes got dark, the glittering of the gold and the beauty of it, it was unfathomable. It was unexplainable. I cannot explain it now. And on top of it now, it was about 100 yards from where I was standing. Right? And where I live, it was about where I live, those blocks of flats are it's 3 levels high. All right, 3 stories high. So you can imagine it just barely is going over the roof. So that proves how low that chariot was. 3 stories high. So let's say it's about 4 stories high then, that chariot. And when we look at chariots, it's always way, way above the clouds. So anyway, on a good, beautiful note, on a beautiful, beautiful, lovely note, pray, brothers and sisters, that the Lord has mercy upon us. It's not of our strength, man. It's what if the Lord has mercy upon us. That's all. That's all. Shalom.